So, a pleasant morning to everyone. Today, I am your reporter for today. I am Mary Jessica Villarosa from BS2 English. And today we are going to tackle about the story Proverbs-Ants. So, are you guys familiar with the story Proverbs-Ants? So, if not, we are going to tackle it today. So the Proverbs-Ants, the story of this is actually found in the book of Bible from Proverbs chapter 6 verses 6 to 8. So this story, you will soon realize what it was trying to emphasize or the importance that it's trying to convey in the story. And this introduction, this story, we will follow the journey of the ant, and later on we will learn about the true meaning of hard work and unity. So the Proverbs-Ants highlights the diligence, wisdom, and self-initiative and self-discipline of ants. We will soon later use them as a model for hard work and responsibility. So this short story that we are going to tackle about is a powerful lesson that will remind us that success comes with great perseverance. Okay, we actually have three characters. We have Solomon, the wise teacher, and the lazy or sluggard in the story, or the lazy person. And lastly, we have the ant that will play a crucial role later on. So the setting of our story happens in a field or environment where we are in a common site of where we would commonly see ants, in nature. So it's more unlikely in outside or outdoor setting where people could see the ants who are working hard in gathering foods, in preparation in advance. By in unity, you can see a colony of ants trying to gather foods, maybe because of trying to prepare in advance or of storing foods for that they could eat for tomorrow, for the next day, or even weeks before. So our setting here is in outdoor, or in a field or a natural environment. So in the plot, we have the exposition, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and denouement. So in the exposition, the story begins with an issue. So it exposes the sluggard or the lazy person who lacks of effort, and the person who idles or refuses to work. So in our exposition, it introduces the main problem in the beginning of the story. In the rising action, so the wise or our teacher named Solomon asks the sluggard to observe the ants who are working hard gathering food. So he told them to observe the ants outside. So after that, in the climax, the lazy soon realizes the mistake or his or her mistake and the consequences of his negligence. So it becomes clear to him or to her that the ants who are storing foods are safe and comfortable, while those other ants who did not store foods suffered or faced hunger, and soon they realized that the consequences of their actions or being lazy. So after that, we already came in the following action of the story. So the ant helped the sluggard or the lazy person realizes that the lesson about negligence, and that they learn from their mistakes of their laziness. Even though that you are not doing anything, still there are consequences of your actions. Even though you're not doing something bad, or you're just sitting there, still there are consequences of your actions. So try to be more productive. God has given you a complete set of body, so there's an actual purpose of it, why God has given you that precious body, and be grateful that you have a complete arms, complete feet, complete head. There's a purpose why He gave you that. And from our last part of the story, so the story ends with the moral of the diligence and preparation leads to security, while the laziness results in struggle, or it could even lead to poverty that we could base in our real life, because with not putting so much effort could also result a big result in your life, wherein not putting effort and trying to make living more usable. Like for example, if you're not working, then you're not making money. So if you're not working, there are no money that could help you buy foods. And because of that, it leads to poverty. That is very sad. Because we can see it in our society right now, that we can't deny, but there are some people who prefer to just beg for money but not work hard just to earn it, because they're too lazy to move or to try to make an effort of making money. Well, that's sad actually about laziness. So the point of view of our story is actually a third person point of view. So the person or the speaker is actually gives their instruction to the reader. That's why it's a third point of view. So we have the theme analysis. We actually have three. We have the diligence and hard work, we have the foresight and preparations, and the self-motivation and initiative. So when we say diligence in hard work, so the importance of consistent effort leads to a success, which is actually true. And so we can give examples here are the businessmen. There people who have business, as you can see, when it comes to business, it requires a lot of risk and effort in order for you to have your business grow and to become successful. It takes a lot. So if you're not really not a hardworking person, then the business is not for you. Because in business, uh, it does not require. You shouldn't be lazy. Because if you're lazy, then the business is not for you. Because it takes a lot of leadership skills, hard work, and a lot of skills that will require you to work hard. And also, we have the theme analysis of foresight and preparation. So we saw that the ant does not wait for hardships to come, but they prepared on time in advance. So that's why they are not hungry, because they have lots of foods that are in the storage from that came from their hard work. It also shows the wisdom and prudence. And also lastly, we have the self-motivation and initiative. So this story actually notes that ants have actually no ruler or overseer, yet they remain diligent. Even though there are no watcher who watch them in doing their job, they have self-motivation, not because someone is looking, but because they are motivated to gather some food for themselves or maybe for their family, because they have initiative in gathering foods that they later on will use or eat for the next day, for the next week, or maybe even for the next month, which is very important. So we also have figurative languages. So we have the personification. So the ant here described as acting intelligence and purpose, even though it's only a small creature. And we also have imageries, because this story or this verse paints a vivid image of ants storing foods in summer, which helps the reader to visualize the importance of preparing ahead, of hardworking, even though there are no boss who will manage them to do the job perfectly, but because they are just diligent in their own way. So now we are on the moral of the story. So what is the moral of the story? So for me naman po, the moral of the story is hard work pays off. So based on the story, we saw that the hard work of the ants pays off. Ants are not or do not waste time. They also shows that we should also be diligent in our work. As you can see, after the ants gathers foods, their hard work pays off by the reward of having enough foods for them, just because they work hard on getting foods from far places, or even carrying heavy foods from everywhere. It takes a lot of effort, and it also pays off. And we also have the hard work and diligence. So these ants teaches us that the success comes through consistent effort, self-initiative, motivation, and perseverance. And lastly, the moral of the story also shows the self-discipline that as people should also have, or try to learn to discipline ourselves, because um, some people nowadays actually do not do their work um, perfectly or good, because their boss are not looking, or maybe even their instructors are not looking, you know. So by simply reading the story, the ants uh, teaches us that we should also work hard even though there are no people or there are no ants watching us, you know. We should be responsible in our own way. And um, lastly, we are now in the symbolism of the story. So, so in this story, I have only um, I have only uh, used one symbolism. Since the story is very short, I only used one who is played a crucial role, or a very important um, in the story. So the symbolism of our story is the ant. So by simply understanding the hard labor or constant labor of the ant, it shows us that the success comes through perseverance and effort. And the ant also symbolizes self-motivation and personal responsibility. So um, that's all. Thank you.